Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of On the Mic with Mike. My name is Mike Larkin, and as always, folks, I love what I do. I get to interview talent of all different facets of life, including the adult entertainment industry. And this one has done a lot of great work in the adult entertainment industry. And my guest today is Miss Variety Itsol. Variety, it's a pleasure and a privilege. How are you?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mike. Thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome. First and foremost, you've done a lot of great work thus far within your career in the adult entertainment industry, folks. If you're not checked out on Pornhub, maybe a little bit of ManyVids, there's so many great adult entertainment websites out there. I wanted to ask you, let's start it off hot here, start it off fresh. What made you kind of gravitate towards the adult entertainment industry?
Well, I honestly, I was at a point in my life where I just didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I could do porn. I've never really tried it before. And so I just started posting on Reddit, and that's where I kind of got my start.
First and foremost, I think what's really cool about that too, as well, is a lot of people have that overall thought of, and I know we look at pornography as like very taboo. I think more in
Hmm.
today's society in 2023, it's more accepting because of many ways you could accumulate money from OnlyFans and ManyVids and stuff like that. But I think as an accepting society, like putting yourself out there, you hear places like Reddit, you hear places like Craigslist. I think if you're doing it in a safe and spectacular fashion, really applying your craft, it works. And I mean, Reddit is such a hotbed for such great materials for great postings. I mean, I think that's very cool. Like just from a Reddit post, that boom, here you are in the industry today.
And it's weird to think about too, because it was only a year ago that I had just started posting. And I had my first Grooby shoot like a month later, and I was like, what the fuck? It was kind of sped through. I was very surprised with where I am now.
Isn't that great? Like the influx of technology, how just like one post can just like make it just like bam, and then boom, you're in there like a month later. I mean,
Mhm.
back in the day, man, when you had like chat rooms and stuff like that, and everything that's really in flux with technological standpoint, especially in the adult entertainment industry, it's kind of crazy just to think how far we've come from like a technological standpoint and how we really connect with one another.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty nuts. Not to mention the other things that have been added on to those kinds of chat rooms, like with Lovense and their toys with Chatterbait.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, what's interesting too, as well, is there's so many different facets to the adult entertainment industry from the modeling aspect and being a cam model. There's so many ways to transition and transform. I like it's like you never stop learning within the industry.
That's one of my goals is to never stop learning and keep doing new stuff.
Alrighty, and adaptation is key. So you
Mhm.
mentioned Grooby Girls. I mean, Caramel God is another one that you've done a lot of great work with. Let's talk about this Grooby Girls because very popular site that features a lot of great talent in the adult entertainment industry, a lot of great trans talent, everything that encompasses adult entertainment. Talk about the Girl scene because I did see the scene, very intimate, very sensual. I did enjoy the work.
Yeah, thank you. A funny little story about Caramel God. Whenever we were first supposed to film back in October of last year, he actually got the flu, and we never got together again after that. It was just months and months of, oh, I can't make it to the shoot, or I got something else going on, or they weren't shooting Carmel God at that time. And we finally got a scene in this past August, I believe it was. And it was incredible because we had this chemistry that we built up because we ended up really liking each other. We really get along, and we still hang out. But yeah, that's kind of it for that scene. As for how we kind of got that started, just the initial um introduction, because he was going to be my first hardcore, and it was going to be very, very exciting, but he finally got in.
Well, I gotta say, first and foremost, getting in and doing what you need to do for the scene and the overall imagery standpoint. I gotta say, first and foremost, what I do dig about your work and what encompasses your overall adult entertainment work here, Variety, is not just the fact that, pun intended, the variety that you provide with your films, but in front of the camera and behind the camera, it does show the professionalism and just how fun really shooting with you is. So I gotta give you much kudos and respect on that.
Oh, thank you. I try to do the most creative stuff I can, but sometimes, you're looking at the camera and you're like, I have no idea what to do. And really what I do whenever I get on film is I I'll either look at the camera or I won't. And I'm just like, I am here and I'm going to pleasure myself or I'm going to pleasure someone else. And then we're just going to have a good time. And I'm just going to ignore whatever is going on over there.
That's how you should really look at it. And I think a lot of adult entertainers can really look at that as well. I mean, from a standpoint is I look at it like this, like Bob Ross, when he would paint for the joy painting for that half an hour, everybody
Hmm.
has different lenses and how they really view a certain form of art form, because that's what it is. I mean, it's a
Hmm.
craft. You have to look at it from a stance of it might not be your acquired taste, but people have that imagery in the lens of, okay, are you really looking at it? Because a lot of people say positive things, they say negative things, but sometimes the negative trajectory kind of leers its ugly head. But if you look at it from an art standpoint and look at it as you would look at a painting, it does put in things into perspective. It opens up horizons and it really makes sense of what everybody's trying to do in said profession.
Hmm. Hmm. It really does. And I don't know how to add on to that really from there. I'm like, well, shoot,
But
you
no,
really nailed it on the head, I would say.
well, thank you. But no, I mean, I'm very passionate in really getting to know a lot of the talents that come on my show, especially yourself, because people don't understand just the fact of really what goes into it. We talk about behind the scenes and camera angles and lighting. It's
Hmm.
such a very intimate setting of what we used to have back in the day from the porn parodies in the 80s and the 90s of being that
Hmm.
sex symbol, especially what we have now. And I'll ask you about that because from the evolution of the adult entertainment industry, how crazy is it now with OnlyFans and MediVids coming out? And what we had back in the day, just websites and just being a member of it, to now we have Pornhub, X videos,
Hmm.
X hamster. How crazy just to see from a technological standpoint and overall how far the adult entertainment industry has evolved.
Hmm. It is very crazy to see how that has changed. And you know, um I never really got to experience the early days of porn because I always had internet. So I've never really had to see those older videos. The majority of the content that I consumed actually is on the amateur side whenever I was first like watching porn. And I really enjoyed that because of the raw passion that was put into it. Because it's not really a performance. It's just sex. That's what I love about porn personally. But what I consume now is completely different from what I consumed beforehand. I have evolved most definitely in that aspect.
You most certainly have, and I think that's what's great about your work. And I do have to put this out there. We talk about
Mhm.
storytelling like in movies and everything. I think that's what a lot of people forget that really goes into it, the raw passion of a scene.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of that really needs to be more influxed in today's day and age because raw passion, raw sex scene, and just overall love that goes into it, it really does make the film worthwhile.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that really shows. And one of those scenes that it really showed was the one I did with Carmel God. You can't really tell in the POV as much, specifically for like the Pornhub video. But as for the OnlyFans video with the camera off to the side, you can really just see like, oh yeah, I'm sucking your dick. Like you are enjoying the shit out of this. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And it's it's just fun. I don't know.
Oh, you said it perfectly. And I think that's what I love about what you get to do and just the hard work. I can tell by the smile on your face. You love your job, you love what you do, but also at the same time, accommodation and comfortability is key in anything. And you want to accommodate and make your partner or your, whatever scene, you want to make them comfortable. That's the
Hmm.
point of everything, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Mm.
I mean, with your name, it says it all. I mean, we're talking about variety here, and you certainly do apply variety here. Now, you and Livy Doll, I got to say this, folks. If you've not checked out the porno, you and her had a great little thing together. I want to talk about working with Livy because she's another one, much like yourself, beautiful
Hmm.
human being, beautiful spirit, very lively. Talk about working with Livy.
I loved working with Livy. She was an absolute joy. So I actually met her at the Tea Awards, the award show that Grooby hosts every year. And I went there with Joey from Joey's Transmute Girls, and I met Livy at the Airbnb, and she was just an absolute pleasure. Um, she was just honestly so sweet. I was like, I'm so ready to work with you and I want to dom you because I haven't dommed anyone on camera yet. And so I really wanted to just kind of treat her how I would want to be treated, you know? Just a very sweet kind of femdom kind of vibe is what I was going for. And I feel like I kind of captured that. And it definitely excited Joey because we made a video with him afterward. But yeah, it was a good time.
Awesome. No, and what I got to say is, first of all, putting over shout out to Joey from Trans Foot God. What I really like about it too, as well, and I've seen your work with Joey, another very impassioned scene, and same with Livy Doll. Like he's
Mhm.
another one that just is great at his craft and applies his work. Another great website that's out there for a lot of people to really maintain and really absorb. I got to say, those are very passionate scenes as well. I got to give a shout out.
And I mean, he loves feet. And let me tell you this story real quick about Joey. So at that awards show, we went to the after party. And while we were there, Joey was smacked hammered. Mostly everyone was, but I remember this very clearly because Joey was having a conversation about feet because that's one of his favorite things in the world. And he was talking to this other creator. I don't know who it was exactly. And they said, are you not like a little embarrassed about it? Like liking feet that much? He's like, no, not at all. And we're in the backyard and he screams, hey, everyone. There's like 40 or 50 people out there. Goes dead silent. I love feet. And you know what happened? People fucking clapped. He's like, my name's Julian. I love feet. And people started fucking clapping. It was the funniest goddamn thing I had ever seen. And it was like one of those this totally like r slash this totally happened. And this absolutely did fucking happen. And it was so funny because everyone's like, yeah, this guy loves feet. And it was great. But that's just a little story about Joey. He
I
fucking
love
loves feet.
I love that story because let's be
Mhm,
honest with ourselves here. The foot fetish, that type of fetish modeling and just fetish scenes, like it's
mhm.
so popular, number one. And number two, it's very common with people. Like, how can you not, right?
Very common. I think I don't know how true this is, but the foot fetish is extremely common in people.
Oh yeah, I rank that up there with like how people like doms, like you mentioned, dominate people like dominatrix and feet fetishes are like neck and neck, right?
Hmm. They do go hand in hand too,
They do.
actually. They do. And cuckolds too. Wow, that's so weird. I love that. That's awesome.
Me too, because that's the thing too. And I mean, people, we talk about being more open-minded. Like in
Hmm.
today's society, it's like, you know what, if you like what you like, cool. If not, whatever. But at
Hmm.
the same time, it's like it shows new uniqueness. And I think that's what's great as people. We all are unique because if we were all like the same thing, then we'd be boring as hell. But at the same time, that just adds to one's personality, whether it be a niche, whether it be something that you're into. I mean, just
Hmm.
let it fly, so to speak. As I used to say, let your freak flag fly, just go out and do your thing, right?
Exactly. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, then it really don't matter.
Absolutely. But first and foremost, loving foot fetish, a very proud man is Joey. So we got to give it up for Joey for just clapping and just making it vocally know that he loves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, that is a great story. I thank you for sharing that here on the show. But god
No
dang,
problem.
well,
Well,
god,
it's one of my favorite stories about him, and he loves it too, honestly. He's like, "Yeah, I did do that." I'm like, "Yeah, you did."
and what I love about it too, as well, is you really do get to showcase a lot within your films, and especially we'll talk about Pornhub here. You do a lot of great solo work as yourself, using a lot of machines in your in the work with dildos and whatnot. I gotta say, from a solo perspective, really showcases just not only you being sexy and sensual, it does have a great vibe within your scenes. I gotta say, from the solo side of things, you really do kill it, and I do enjoy what you put out there.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. Um, I love my solos, but god damn it, am I tired of making them? Like I so the only reason I make solos is because I don't have a partner. If I had a partner, I'd definitely be filming with them. But other than that, it's just that's the only reason I make them is because I need people to watch my shit. I need to make money. So just get a toy. I'm like, hey, let's do this. But I would love to do more things that are more risque, but I need a partner to do that. So
From a content standpoint, I also like how you say, because again, money is key in everything. You're a businesswoman, you treat yourself as is. You have to look at
Hmm.
it, folks, when you're in this, it's a business first and foremost. But also at the same time, I think that's great from a content wise, because first of all, you don't get stale. You're
Hmm.
constantly on the grind, pun intended, and just generally speaking. Like you have
Hmm.
to put yourself out there. In today's society, you have to put yourself out there. And I think you are on the right path with that. I'm sure, like you mentioned, it does get tiring, but still you also have to be proud because god dang it, man, you're still here. Boom, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. That's how it is.
Exactly, exactly. And there really ain't nothing to it besides just doing it and luck. Luck is huge to get noticed is one thing because there are thousands of beautiful models out there that are waiting to be found.
Oh, absolutely. And here's what I love about it. It doesn't matter in the adult entertainment industry, whether it's trans porn or regular porn, just what have you. Pornography itself is such a great categorical sense of just everything. There's something for everybody. There's an acquired taste. Pun intended, there's a variety, especially this variety right here with your awesomeness. There's a lot
Mhm,
of, you're welcome. There's a lot of stuff that really encompasses and what makes porn just the overall great art form that it is. And I gotta say, you mentioned the T awards, there's trans erotic awards, there's award
mhm,
shows. It's something that really does showcase one's, doesn't matter what category it is. Award shows are just fun. You get to network and meet with people, and that also
mhm,
really makes the adult entertainment industry worth having.
absolutely. And I would love to go to some more award shows. I don't know if you can hear that. It's a loud car.
I heard it.
Um, sorry. I would love to go to some more award shows. I've been to the T Awards, of course. AVN is next. And, you know, I'm nervous about it because award shows just kind of freak me out because there's a ton of people there that I don't know. And everyone's like, oh, you know this person, you know this person. And I'm like, I don't know anybody. Like, I knew whenever I went to the award show for the T Awards, um, I knew Joey, I knew Livy, and like four other people, and Foxy. That was it. I'm like, I don't fucking know anyone. And so it's still very weird for me to um go and meet all these new creators at award shows. Like it's social anxiety, I guess.
I'm right there with you, and I can speak from
It's a little anxious, you know?
I can speak from experience, and that's why it makes me smile when you say that because I think the shyness does kick in, and it's just like, wait a minute, it's almost like a claustrophobic, like, wait a minute, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people here, like, oh wait a minute, and you only know like a slight knit, like small group, and then you have to just like, there's everybody here, but that's, and again, it's tough to get through whether you have anxiety or whether you just have like, there's socially, it's just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, but you get
Hmm.
there. I think it
Hmm.
does build confidence, whether you're in front of the camera or behind it as well. And I also have to
Hmm.
put this to you, and I say this with the utmost sincerity and respect. I think your confidence is really shining through, and I think that really does show in your work. And I think a lot of people can gravitate towards your.
Well, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you to say. I'm very confident in like most social settings, but other than like huge award shows where there's a bunch of like big names of people that I don't know, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Like before I started doing porn, I was a stripper, allegedly. I say allegedly because I don't know. I will not name drop where I used to work, but they weren't too happy about it because penis.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand, but no, and I mean, without name dropping, and I don't mean to laugh, but it's one of those things too as well. A lot of talents, even besides chem modeling, they start as strippers and then they gravitate. I mean, for
Mhm.
me, I think, and me, I'm just for the talent I've gotten to work with and really give this platform to. I admire the fact of okay, they do the stripping side of things, they're making their money, they're doing what they do. I don't judge. For
Mhm.
personal, I'm one of those guys. You do what you do to make money, but also at the same time, you're not hurting anybody. It's entertainment. Do you have fun? Apply your craft. you're applying your craft in another field now since you're getting into porn and you're getting to open yourself up internally and externally, sexually, really gravitating and open up the mind, so to speak. So I think from where you were, I understand where you're coming from the stripper side of things. It is funny as you tell the story there of the reason why, and now you gravitate towards this. But I can respect for what you did just from that aspect too, because again, it's body confidence and putting yourself
Mm,
out there. So that's much kudos and respect, because a lot of people don't see that side of it.
mm-hmm. It's honestly not a great idea on my
No,
point, but
so
hey, they weren't really bad. They're just like, hey, legally, like we can't. I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean,
So,
I mean, there's always going to be some reaction to it. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But I think you take that reaction and you see where it goes, and it's led you to here now. And I mean, you doing what you're doing, I think a lot of people can not only gravitate towards it, but people can really see it for what it is and maybe want to pursue it themselves. So, I mean, a lot of us in our lives are really kind of inspiring, encouraging with our action and words. So it's a positivity thing all around, you know?
mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I feel like it's very important to like build that confidence, and get yourself out there.
Of course. And I mean, you certainly have within your work, folks. If you've not checked her out as well with Grooby Girls, you've been in there with Gem Baby. You've worked with a lot of great trans talent. I wanted to ask about Gem Baby here because she's another one. Seen her work on Twitter, seen it on many different platforms. Another one with a great soul, very passionate and very spiritual person. Talk about working with her because she also puts her nose to the grindstone and really works hard at what she does.
So Jem just worked with her this past week. Absolute doll. She is incredible. And her partner, Jake, also absolutely incredible. Both of them, I love. I love, and I cannot wait to work with them again because we got in there and it was a little awkward at first because the first time we're meeting, I'm going to be filming them. So I I got behind the camera. This is my first time filming a porn for someone and not like, being included, not being a part of it at all, just being on camera and camera duty. And that freaked me the fuck out. I was so paranoid. I was like, I'm like stressing out. And I was panicking, but I pulled it through. And they were a little awkward at first as well because they had never been filmed by anyone else. And so they were like, "Ooh." I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, suck his dick. I don't know. What do you want me to say? It's simple shit. But by the next day, we had already filmed that. And so we filmed again in the morning and then we filmed again in the afternoon. In the afternoon, by far the best we made. And it was very smooth and hot, just really, really fucking hot. And I can't really describe it other than that. And just working with her and her boyfriend was a delight.
I got to say, first and foremost, we got to put over the imagery on Variety's Twitter over here, holding the camera. First and foremost, there's a great photo of you holding the camera on your Twitter, which came out very nice and very sensual. I got to give that credit because it was a
Mhm.
very nice image. But also at the same time, speaking of nice images, there was a lot of sample clips from that scene and seeing it in full. First of all, let's talk about it here. Very hot, very
Mhm.
sensual, but also at the same time, it came out very good for the scene that really was. You did a very nice job.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I feel like the more I do, the better I'll get. And that's what I plan to do because I would love to produce um, my own content and kind of have my own studio almost, but not like a big studio, just like my own little thing.
Absolutely.
Kind of like what Joey has going on.
Understood. And I got to say, I'm sure you will get there. And when that does come, I look forward to seeing how your studio and everything's set up. I know you'll get there.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Now, as well, folks, besides doing what she does with the adult entertainment side of things, I want to talk about you got Twitch too as well. You do some gaming, you do some streaming as well. Can we talk about that? Because first and foremost, man, Twitch is a great platform for gaming, really get to dive into different games. What are
Mhm.
some of your favorite games? Can we talk about the Twitch stream and what you got going on that front?
Absolutely. So Twitch is really just something I do for fun entirely. I don't really plan on doing anything with it unless people like came to watch, I guess. It I stream practically 5 days a week for like 6 to 8 hours. Typically, if I'm playing video games, that means I'm not filming. And if I'm not playing video games, that means I'm filming. So that's just kind of how it goes. And usually, whenever I'm playing video games, I'm live on Twitch because I like to communicate with my audience that does come on there and I talk to them.
Fair
So
enough.
they're typically fans from OnlyFans.
I gotta say, first and foremost, I'm glad that you put it like that because fan conversation, overall fan interaction is very key in both worlds, the OnlyFans world and the Twitch stream realm. So that's what
Mhm,
I also like about it because on the OnlyFans side of things, people automatically assume like for adult entertainment, but I'm like OnlyFans also provides fans interactions. Like it doesn't always have to be nude. Like some people do
mhm,
cosplaying on there, and like there's just modeling. Then I
mhm,
think that's always the one misconception about OnlyFans because I like it because it accumulates money and you get to see a lot of rising stars such as yourself and newer people come in. And a lot of people don't see it for just the variety and the overall interaction that it provides as well.
mhm. Yeah. And I think I don't know if Patreon really allows that anymore, like modeling or any NSFW, do they? I believe Patreon shut that down.
I'm pretty sure they did because I remember it
Mhm.
being like friendly towards, and then all of a sudden it got like put the kibosh on it.
Yeah. I don't remember what caused that, but it's probably something not very good.
No, and well, that's the thing too. It's because I always find it interesting with any social media platform or any platform like that. Like Instagram is always kicking off like adult models or anything, and it's ridiculous. Like
Mhm.
it's so dumb. Like there's so much stuff that we consume and view on the internet. Like out of everything, oh my God, here's an adult model, or they do adult work. It's like it's mind-boggling to me. Like some of the stuff they'll take down with everything else that's out there. You know.
Yeah, yeah, it's really a shame. And it bums me out because I feel like Twitter, now X, is gonna die at any moment. I mean, it's on its fucking last legs. I'm surprised it's lasted this long. It's just a shame because I really did enjoy using Twitter. And it's my largest platform that's going in the shitter.
Oh no, I understand. And first and foremost, I refuse to call it X just because just
Yeah,
because
I know. I know.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, well, it's X now. I'm like, but the handle still says Twitter. Like,
Yeah.
but I also look at it from a stance too as well. Like TikTok is another platform that does that, and I enjoy TikTok from many different things. You get to incorporate like different videos for fun and stuff. But
Mhm.
TikTok's very, kind of like on the side of like the adult side, like, you know what I'm saying with the platform. So I get it, but it's
Yeah.
just it's how we are now. We're more PC than we were back in the day.
Yeah. But honestly, that's kind of okay
It
with
is.
me.
It
It's
is.
yeah, like TikTok, keep that safer work. Let's keep it safer work for a TikTok.
I agree with you on that, but I think I love the fact that just in today's day and age, and I think what I like about it more is I love bluntness, I love honesty, and I love
Mhm.
authenticity. And I think what you and you other ladies provide is really what sums up what we see with social media. Like there's a lot of great things, positive and negative and anything, but instead of just doing this on social media, do it like this and just bring everybody together. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That would be nice.
It
That would
would.
be nice.
It would. And I also do like TikTok because for those, and we'll put this over here because this one over here doing her TikTok vibes and her TikTok thing. You do a lot of great funny videos on there as well that really showcases and uplifts your personality here. I
Ah,
gotta put it up there. It's funny. I do enjoy it. You're entertaining.
ah. I don't like my okay, so I don't make a lot of TikToks.
Okay.
And the reason being is just because I never have good ideas for TikToks. And I don't want to do a trend because I feel like by the time I do that trend,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be old.
Oh,
And so, and so I just don't worry about it. I'm just like, nah. Like whenever Paint the Town Red came out, I was like, I should do a dance. I'm like, nah, not doing this. I've seen way too many good videos of that. I'm like, I can't do it.
no, but I
I could
will.
probably do something good, but
But I will give you credit. I will say the TikTok game is funny. I do enjoy what you do on TikTok, and you definitely should
Thank
follow
you.
this one over here on TikTok. But yes, no, that's the thing. There's so many different social media platforms out there. I can
Mhm,
see like the redundancy with TikTok because a lot of people think it's just like dance videos and all these different stitches and duets and whatnot. But I'm like, there is more of a community for the For You page on TikTok. So there's a
mhm,
lot more than meets the eye, you know?
And excuse me, sorry. I gotta take that out.
No, you're fine. But yeah, no, that's the main thing that really goes within the TikTok platform and everything. So I mean, social media can be your friend, but also at the same time, like you mentioned with Twitter going in the shitter, you do see a lot of the trends kind of going down, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. That is very unfortunate as well.
And now I got to ask you first and foremost. Now
Mhm.
you do your thing in the adult entertainment industry. You get it off Reddit. I want to go back to this here because the adult entertainment industry brings us so many great films and so many different categories. I got to say, for your porn selection, if you will, on the adult side of things, what are kind of some of the stuff that you're into? Like, who are some of your favorite content creators and everything that really you enjoy watching and getting to see that kind of sees what you get to do and get your influence from?
I am so glad you asked. So, my favorite kind of content is very specific. So,
Okay.
I'm really into ASMR.
Okay.
So, I'm really just into playing with my ears and sound. And one thing that really gets into that is a thing called hypnosis. And so one of my favorite, I guess, audio artists is Shibby, and you can look her up on Shibby Dex. And oh my God, oh, there's nothing like it. I don't even know how to put it into words. That's how good this shit is. Like, so essentially, it's like meditating, but you're having sex at the same time. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
That's very interesting. I like that,
hmm
like meditation with sex. Okay. I can feel that. I mean, from the meditation side of things being peaceful, spiritual, very sensual, calming the
hmm
body down. I can see that. I think that's
hmm
actually very cool.
hmm And so like she's able to tap into this essentially she just like kind of gets into your head and she just fucks with your brain until you come. I don't know. It's very hard to explain how it actually works, but I believe it is calming the body down and putting it into that state of trance or meditation. And you just kind of tell your brain, hey, I want to orgasm. And then you do that.
So pretty much it's kind of like a literal hypnotic mind fuck kind of sort
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard to explain. Because it's not like you're doing it to yourself because your hypnotist is doing it to you.
of right.
But hypnotism has a, a a bad reputation on Pornhub, so it has to be called something different. Which they do not have hypnotism on Pornhub. Let me clarify, they do not. There is no hypnotism on Pornhub, but there's just this thing that people do on other sites.
I will say I do like that for the uniqueness and the creativity behind it. Now I'm going to have to definitely look that up. So thank you for bringing that to my
It is
attention.
so cool. It is so cool.
I will definitely have to check that out. I like to thank you for bringing that to my attention. But see, that's the stuff. And I think, like we talk about, never stop learning. Like that's another thing to learn from that's really unique that people can enjoy. But I dig that. I think you have a very eclectic taste with that. I dig it.
Thank you. I use it in practically any video. If you see me wearing headphones, I'm listening to an audio. I'm listening to something, or I'm on a phone call with someone. But um, yeah, I'm usually listening to an audio file by Shippy, and because that's what makes me come. I love it. Well, if I'm masturbating.
I will say, whether you're wearing headphones and listening to that audio, whether you're masturbating, whether you're performing a scene, whether you're behind the camera, folks, I think you can learn a lot from Miss Variety Itzel over here and what she does because it's only going to continue to grow and grow. I'm going to say, first and foremost, I wish you nothing but continued success. I can't wait to see where your path takes you.
Well, thank you very much. I hope it leads to, I don't know, fruitful endeavors, I guess. I hope.
Well, I think you will do well. And I think there's a lot of people that have the great mindset and that overall professionalism and that overall work ethic. And I think you are definitely one of those. And I got to ask you as well, going back to gaming real fast, what are some of your favorite games as far as Twitch goes? Because there's a lot of great games out there that are very war oriented or just anything from different sports. And there's so many games out there to choose from. But what are some of your favorite games?
Favorite? Okay, so if I had to choose an all-time, if I'm gonna say
Okay.
all-time favorite, Minecraft, 100%,
Oh, the classic.
because it is a classic. It is because there's so many things you can do with the game, and it is just incredible with what they have done. Like from I think it came out in 2011 to now,
Hmm.
like incredible. Like it's amazing what you can do in that game. And second second place would probably have to be Animal Crossing, which is actually something I don't play on Twitch. I just play it on my Nintendo Switch whenever I'm traveling, actually.
Fair enough. You have very good taste in video games. I think with
Thank
the mind,
you.
you're very welcome. From the Minecraft side of things, that was also very popular around the time of Call of Duty, Black Ops, and all that was out. So you
Hmm.
can't beat those. And I think a lot of people, I think with how graphics have really enhanced since 2011 till now, it's amazing to see. But I think it's always great to have that nostalgia in there, especially in today's day and age where nostalgia is everything, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But as for streaming on Twitch, I also stream Valorant and I've been playing some Baldur's Gate. No spoilers, please and thank you. And I have been enjoying the shit out of that. I fucking love Baldur's Gate 3.
Alrighty,
It's
I like.
so good. It's so good.
I will definitely take a look at that, and I will definitely check out your stream when you do stream again. I got you. I cannot wait to see where these games go because I'm digging it. So I will say this, folks: if you've not checked her out on Twitch, if you've not seen the games that she does, if you're not, I got to say, very multifaceted you are, Miss Variety. It's so gaming and for adult
Thank
entertainment.
you.
There you go.
Well, it's just, whenever I'm not filming, I'm playing video games and might as well stream it and talk to people while I'm doing it.
No, that's a beautiful thing too, because, and I think what's great about it too as well, if you're the type of kid, and I think a lot of people would classify it as outcast, because I remember in school, like I was a part of what they call the get along gang. I got along with everybody, and I tried to because that's my personality. But here's what's funny about it: like again, if you're into video games, it's classified as like nerdy and
Hmm.
whatnot. But I'm just like, okay, first of all, you could watch this and that, and whatever it is, people are going to still criticize or judge it. But if you're playing a video game that is creative and you can expand your imagination from a virtual standpoint, it's really not that bad. It's like the people that would criticize you for reading Harry Potter back in the day. But I'm like, if you minus the witchcraft and stuff out of that, it's actually a very doggone good book. And if it steers kids away from like drugs and gives more people to read, like, come on now, right? Like a lot of people were just so critical about stuff that you know.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with like the satanic panic is whenever you're talking about witchcraft.
Right. And I'm
Hmm.
just like, I like for God's sake, like I remember reading the Crucible and like the Salem witch trials and stuff and the Scarlet Letter when you were in school. Like, come on now. And if you
Hmm.
look at it now, most of these books are like banned in schools. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's very surprising to see all those books that are banned. It's it's very shocking, very concerning as well.
Oh, absolutely. But I think in today's day and age, whether it be good or bad, we also have to find that nice balance. And I think yourself and many of the great talents out there, and I give a shout out to everybody who does their thing in the adult entertainment industry. Y'all have really found your balance, and I really can't wait to see what y'all do in the future.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And before we close this out, Variety, I got to tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure talking about the scenes, your solo scenes, gaming, and everything absorbed into this forum. I definitely would love to invite you back for round two if you're interested.
Oh, I would love to come back.
Absolutely. Thank you. And one final question I got to ask, because as someone who's doing her thing in the industry, providing
Mhm.
her platform, enhancing her platform, what advice do you give to a lot of the talents that are coming into the adult entertainment industry? What's that one advice that you would give them?
Never stop improving. If you can change something to like make it a little bit better, try it. because that thing may be something that you really like and it may like really help you out in your content. Or, you know, yeah. I actually no, I feel like never stop improving is a really good Sam. Yeah.
Beautifully
Keep
said.
on trying to do better. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's beautifully said. And I think a lot of people should adhere and listen to that advice. And I got to say this about you first and foremost. Like I say in each and every show, folks, life is an art form and we're all applying our crafts. Miss Variety, Itsol, continue to apply your craft in amazing fashion. And before we close this out, man, you are all over the place. We talked about Twitter, we talked about Instagram, TikTok, we talked about the Twitch. Now, can
Mhm.
you just promote those platforms for us so we can find you? And the links will be in the description below.
Oh,
For
well, I am on OnlyFans, many vids, Fansly, Reddit as well. Oh, I think that's all of them actually. Uh, yeah, I'm just on those four. And Pornhub. I mean, yeah. All under Variety Itsol. So if you Google my name, Variety Itsol or Variety is the Spice of Life, I'm gonna pop up. Like there's no one else with a name like mine. So it makes finding my stuff very easy. It also makes pirating my stuff very easy. Please don't do that. Please.
I love that you said that because a lot of people do that and it's
They
wrong.
do. I
So
mean,
wrong.
I can't really get mad at them. I mean, like, it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Well, here's the thing. It's wrong, but also at the same time, the mindset is you're gonna do it anyway because it's the day and age. You're gonna do it anyway.
You're gonna do it anyway. Exactly.
And I think what a lot of people can adhere, and first and foremost, follow all those links. And you got like the missing spice girl over here talk about spice up your life with the variety is the spice of life. I see you over here. But no, I
Mhm.
like that. I think that goes a long way. And please do give variety a follow. And I got to give you props as well because out of there's so many great names in the adult entertainment industry. I gotta say, I love your name. I think the variety Itzel name is very creative and marketable. I really do enjoy the name. I think it's a great name.
You. I mean, I got it from stripping because the announcer would say, and here's variety, the spice of life. I'm like, variety itself. That first and last name right there.
But that's cool too, just because it's not just from the stripping aspect, but if you're going to have a great stage name and an overall thing, you have to have a hook. And if it sticks, it sticks.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. I love that. But please do, folks, follow this amazing town and amazing human being. And if you want to check out my stuff, folks, it is Mike Larkin 92, where you can watch and check out this interview. You can check me out on StephenMikeShow.com and Larkin underscore 92 and M Larkin MB on Instagram and SM Show 1 and MCL 92 on the Twitter forums. And folks, before we close this out, first and foremost, right, I got to ask you, do you have any final words for the fans that have been supporting you since day one and checking out your work?
Thank you.
Beautifully said. Staying humble and staying professional. And
I
folks,
mean, that's all I can say.
no,
Yeah.
I love that. I really do love that. And folks, stay humble, stay positive, stay professional. And as I always say with each and every show, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are, and variety, it's so I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. You have a good day.